Hey friends, welcome back. I am Tara T with Old Soul Factory, and this week we are making all ice cream themed turtles. I looked at my market prep tracker and I saw that I still need a lot of turtles for this week, and last week I had made a really fun little ice cream scoop turtle and you guys really seemed to like it, so I thought that I would go ahead and just make a wheel with a bunch of different flavors and just make a bunch of them. I thought this would be super fun, super creative. It'll help me get used to my Elise Voluto in a lot of different colors. I have some really fun flavors on here too. I'll just go ahead and read off my list really quickly. I have chocolate chip cookie dough, Rocky Road, butter pecan, which half of these I'd have to look up what they even look like, birthday cake, chocolate, cookies and cream, vanilla, peanut butter cup, rainbow cake, which is kind of the same as birthday cake, but a little different, I guess, but s'mores, strawberry, and mint chocolate chip, of course. So I went ahead and I spun the wheel yesterday, and I did not want to fib anything about this wheel. So yesterday when I spun it, it went ahead and landed on cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough. So like I said, I've only made this pattern once, so I wanted to go ahead and make it again really quick. I had a lot of fun picking out the colors and everything. I filmed, I think, a little bit of b-roll. If I did, I'll put it in here, but I went ahead and made it. I just added some extra color changes to the shell. There is an option for a bobble stitch for a cherry on the top, and I skipped that for this because I feel like since it's not a Sunday, it doesn't really need it. But I went ahead and I made the chocolate chip cookie dough one. It is so cute. It has this bright tealy blue Elise Voluto shell, and then this light creamy brown color and some really pretty like dark bluey green tealy eyes. So I went ahead and I spun the wheel again after I found out that the first one was indeed another success. The boyfriend spun the wheel and it landed on peanut butter cup, which is one of my personal favorites. So I got to pick up my favorite ice cream from our local shop really quick, which is delicious, let me tell you. And now I'm going to pick out the colors that I need for the chocolate ice cream with the dark peanut butter cups in it. Finish my ice cream and get started on that. But so far, we have one turtle already made for this mission, and I still have lots of flavors on the wheel for if some reason we run out. I will add more, of course, to the wheel, but I think we have enough to keep us busy for this week. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the next one. So I'll see some clips of that, and then I will show you guys again whenever I finish the peanut butter cup turtle. Okay, hi friends, welcome back. It's been a day or two now. You just saw a bunch of b-roll from a few different nights, but I unfortunately hadn't gotten a real good chance to sit down and like show you what I had made and what I had finished so far. So as you saw, the wheel did pick cookie dough, and you already saw this one, adorable. And then I went ahead and I made a Reese's Cup one, and we finished it. Look at its green eyes. These eyes are actually not mine. There are some old ones that I had from the ADHD hobbyist over on Instagram. So I had used her eyes in this turtle because I did not have any in my office that were made by me. So I thought the green would complement like the peanut butter cup kind of color that I was going for. This was such a weird color that whenever I pulled it out, I was like, I never know what I'm going to use this color for. It just seems very off from the rest of the yarn collection back here that we restocked in Elise Voluto, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. So I think it ended up being the perfect peanut butter swirl kind of color though, and especially with the green. So we have a red, a blue, and a green so far. And then last night, I went ahead and spun the wheel last night and got a jump start on the next one as well. As you can see, I'll put it on the screen now, but the next one is, drum roll, chocolate. It's just chocolate. So I went ahead and started this one yesterday as well. All I did though was get the head done. I picked out, again, some eyes. I believe Stacy Makes made these eyes, and then I'm pretty sure I stole them from her collection when I happened to wander over in that direction at her house. But they are these really pretty, they're basically just really bright green kind of eyes. They don't have any glitter or anything crazy in them, but they're just very bright. So I'm really excited for this. I decided, since I already had a red, a green, and a blue, that kind of the next color that would fit best is a yellow. So I went ahead and I got out this skein of yarn. The label just fell off of it. But this is Bernat Dabbled yarn. I used this in a bright coral color a long time ago to make a big dragon snuggler, but I really do like this yarn and the way that it works up and how it looks once it's finished. So I thought it'd be something a little different than just the solid color. And then the other day for the brown, Miss Stacy Makes was out and about and happened to find some really soft Bernat taupe. And this, if you know this color, you know that you can never find it in the soft formula. It's always that rough, stiff, hard to work with yarn. And honestly, actually, I have a scan of it right over here. I'll compare them for you. So this is like the Bernat bad formula, and this is the good soft formula. You can already see just by the fluffiness of it and the color of it that this one has so much more velvety, like, softness to it, and this one's definitely just rough. It's just, it is what it is. It's very tubular. There's nothing fancy going on here. It's very, very basic, and it's just hard to work with after a while. On the other hand though, this new Bernat yarn is much softer, much more malleable is the only word that comes to my mind right now. So I'm definitely using the new skein now that I have it, and I will use this for something else some other time. Most likely a loaf cat or something when I've got something a little bit more mindless going on. And as you saw in the clips, I have started yarning under for my projects. Yarning under just makes it to where I can have my stitches a little bit tighter, I would say, a little bit more uniform. I feel like they look a little bit neater. And when I yarn under, I find that I can finally use my inline hooks instead of my tapered hooks all the time. So I had this Furls hook. I believe this is the Streamline or the Odyssey collection. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's an Odyssey maybe. But I've had this for such a while now, and every time I get it out, it just slips right off my hook because for some reason, for me, when I yarn over, I just can't use these. So I prefer tapered hooks usually, but when I'm yarning under, I want to start getting used to this because I love the way that these hooks feel in your hands. They are so incredibly, it's so weird because you would think that a heavier hook would weigh your wrist down and stuff, but somehow, some way, it helps your hook like flow through the stitches. It's so hard to explain because even to me it doesn't make sense because the math isn't mathing, but it is so nice to use. So I'm trying slowly but surely to get used to using these. So I think as I get to kind of like the cup part of the Sunday, I'm going to start trying to use these more often. And at first I was just going to modify my Sunday turtle pattern, just the simple ice cream, you know, and then it hit me like, why don't I just add a whole nother page to give you guys the exact color changes and stuff that I used for this, so you don't even have to think about it either. I feel like that would make it so much simpler, so much easier. It's definitely going to have to be color coded, and it is going to be more complicated to try to follow just because you will be color changing a lot, because I definitely just made this up. So I want to do one that's slightly simpler than this one or the peanut butter one, just to make things a little bit easier on you guys. I did try to make more of just like one line stripes kind of for this one, and this one definitely has more of like chunks, I would say, for the color changes. So I might write up both, or I might just write up one, but either way, this was really fun to do. And I just embroidered some little like dashes for like the chocolate chips on this one, but for the Reese's peanut butter cup, I did a different technique. So I'm not going to try to even explain how to do this, other than it's called a French knot, I'm pretty sure, in embroidery. I've dabbled in a lot of different crafts, and I just remember this particular stitch. I kind of translated it into use for my crochet project because I wanted some bigger chunks than just these. So I thought that was also really fun. Maybe I'll have to film a little video or something on how I did that, or a little like short or something to tag in my pattern in case you guys want to do it. Maybe I could possibly make that happen. So these are all done for today, and then we will start the chocolate chip one. Or not chocolate chip, just regular chocolate chip. Regular chocolate. Regular chocolate sundae. But before we get to that, I have some really fun packages. I feel like we hardly ever do unboxings on my channel, but I waited specifically. I had these in yesterday, but I was like, the people are gonna want to see this, okay? I ordered a new keyboard, a new mouse pad, and some organizational stuff for my office space. My keyboard is now a few years old, and unfortunately the O key on it is half broken half the time, and that's really unfortunate when your business name is Old Soul Factory, because there's quite a few O's in it. So I figured it was time to upgrade to a new keyboard. I also wanted one that was more of a silent, like linear mechanical keyboard than this one, because it's very loud, unfortunately. And I do love that. I love noises and like all the clickies and stuff, and it makes me feel so much more productive and stuff while I'm working somehow. But I think I need a quieter one for filming purposes, so I got a quieter keyboard, I got a cute new mouse pad, and I got some stuff I'm going to hang behind my desk back here for some storage, including a little cork board, which I'm really excited about. So I'm gonna go ahead and go grab all those boxes real quick, and then we can unbox them together, and hopefully everything is how I want it to be. I'm a little skeptical about the mouse pad so far, but worst case scenario, if it's not what we want, we could always return it. So let's go grab those packages and do an unboxing. Again, I feel like we haven't done an unboxing in a while, and I feel like I haven't treated myself to things that weren't just strictly crochet, you know, specific. And I've been focusing a lot more on the business side of things, pattern testing and designing, and I'm spending a lot of time at my desk, so I wanted to treat myself a little bit and do some upgrades. Okay, this first one I'm really excited about. Well, I'm really excited about all of them, I can't lie, but I got a little whiteboard slash corkboard down here. It is a tiny little corkboard in case I get packages in my PO box with thank you cards and stuff, or your guys' business cards. I'm gonna start putting them on these little cork boards just to display them and keep them up at least for a little while. I am definitely a trinket person too, so I think it's fun to keep all those little kinds of things and mementos from you guys. So I will show you where this goes in a minute. And in case you guys ever want to send me stuff, my PO box is always down in the description of all of my videos. I'd love to see your products, see what you're making, or even just a little thank you note or something. I love mail. I just love it so much. And it would be so much fun to get stuff from you guys and show it off and help support your businesses as well. So if you ever have anything like that, please feel free to send it if you would like. This is the biggest box for the smallest package, probably. We have a new mouse pad. Look how pretty. Okay, I was a little skeptical about this. It's gonna fit my desk perfectly. I measured, it's gonna go all the way from one side to the other, because right now my mouse pad is like 5 inches too short, so it doesn't reach all the way to the edge. So this is gonna be perfect for it. I am obsessed with this. I love blue and yellow, if you know me, and I also love a little dash of pink as well in here for all of the other pink stuff I have in my office. So this will match so nicely. I'm so excited about that. And it'll probably be really cute to take some like little pictures and stuff on and have a nice little space on my desk for that. I forgot I ordered these. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Okay, so I went ahead and ordered more ball chains and keychain clasp. These are linked down in my Amazon storefront along with everything else from this little haul. I'll put it in little new office supplies board for you guys, but these are already linked down there. I already have quite a few of them. I was starting to run a little low on some of the colors that I really like to use on these though, so I went ahead and ordered some more while I was placing an order. Okay, I would show you this, but I'm not going to put it together right this second. We'll put it together later, but it's essentially an over-the-door storage rack because there is a door behind my desk that I'm going to hang this from, so I'll have another little basket of storage up there. And then this one I'm very excited about. This is what I was most excited about, is the keyboard. Hopefully it fits and everything onto my desk how I was envisioning. I looked into one that was slightly smaller because right now my keyboard has the actual key set, it has the arrows and other buttons above it, and then the number pad next to it. So I looked for one that was slightly more condensed too, so that way I would have some more desk space hopefully as well. Just trying to make the most out of the space I do have. Again though, I will have these linked, but I have not obviously tried them yet because I just got them, but I will have to keep you guys updated in the future on how I like them as well. Guys, this is so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Look how cute this is. Look how well it matches. Ah! Oh my gosh, and it is the perfect like crunch, but not a super loud and annoying clicky clack like before. Let's do a little sample. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. Even my keyboard that's further away from you is so much louder than that. So it's called a creamy keyboard. Like a creamy is like the style of keys, the key clicks. But that's so exciting, and it has a couple extra tools, like a little volume tool and stuff, and everything on the side. And it also has LEDs built into like the edges as well. So I'll have to get it all plugged in and show you guys like the final, but I am obsessed, and just like I thought, this is gonna go so well with our new little mouse pad. So I'm gonna get all of this set up before we continue crocheting for this evening because I'm so excited about this, and I literally waited till today to open this. So we're gonna get all of these things set up. So I'll put you guys on a time lapse while I switch everything over, and then we'll do a final little reveal for you. Guys, are you kidding me? This is so adorable. I had to pick out a wallpaper that kind of matched the vibe. This is by Abby Toads. She has a bunch of wallpapers on Wallpaper Engine for desktop users. If you guys are interested, that's where I get most of my wallpapers that are shown in the backgrounds. But I also set up my hanging shelf up here. I did not realize that this hook on the top of the whiteboard was going to be so stiff and like thick as well. So I am probably gonna hang it a different way. Maybe with some twine or something through the back of it and then hang it off of there. I think that would be cool too. So I do have that up there now though, which is exciting. So maybe I'll put that to use sometime soon. But this is just, this gives me so much creativity, so much more creative vibes now at my desk, so much cozier. I'm obsessed 100%. I'm ready to get to work now. Good morning, friends. I hope you can hear the birds chirping in the background. It's nice and early this morning. I wanted to get a jump start on this, but before I got started, I wanted to show you what I ended up finishing last night, of course. Okay, so yesterday, whenever we spun the wheel, we got done 3, actually 4, I think, total. I got a lot done yesterday, I feel like. I can't even remember. All of my days are kind of blending together, but we did the cookie dough, the Reese's, and then we spun and we got the chocolate one, and I just put some blue, yellow, green scrap little sprinkles on top because I gave him green eyes, so I kind of wanted to tie in green a little bit more. But I thought the green and yellows were really cute on top, and this way it also keeps it more neutral because I feel like it's really easy to make these kind of more girly with the cup colors and the eye choices and stuff. So I wanted to keep some of them a little bit more neutral, so I thought that the chocolate one would be good for that. So I just added some sprinkles on top. And then after that, we got strawberry. And for the strawberry one, I almost just did like strawberry appliques on top. But I wanted to stay true to the pattern because in the pattern, there's going to be a two-tone design. You could do cookies and cream. You could do strawberry. You could do any kind of accent color that you want in your ice cream with this color work on one of the pages. So there's like a two-tone. I think I called it the Twist Sundae. And so I did that for this one, and then I embroidered with some little red, like these kind of little, like almost like little strawberry slices to me is kind of what they look like. So little bitty, it's almost like little hearts though, kind of. So it's kind of like heart sprinkles, kind of, but it's really cute. And I did end up using all scrap yarn for this guide too. It was perfect. That is another thing that I have found very quickly that I like about this pattern, is that I use just enough of like each color where I could pretty much pull from my scrap bin and get all of these done out of almost all my scraps, which has been awesome. Like literally this whole thing was out of my scraps, and I do not like burnout sparkle, and I remembered that the second I picked it up. But I did use this purple burnout sparkle since it was already a very girly one. Okay, with the pinks and stuff, I decided to embrace the girliness on this one. And so the little sparkly little cup that it's in, and then again the little strawberry top. So it's really cute, and I did hand paint some opal eyes for these. So, and then last but not least, I know I haven't updated you on this one, but I did go ahead and make a third mod in the pattern because I thought it would be really fun. But I wanted to make a mint chocolate chip, and I didn't want to just have to embroider it because sometimes people think that embroidery is harder than just color changes and such. So I wanted to make a bobble version of little like chocolate chips essentially for the top of this pattern. And yes, they are not completely even. I wanted that when I made this pattern, okay? I wanted it to be like random because are you ever really going to like get the perfect sundae where everything's perfectly spaced out? No. Same thing with the color work one. They are just kind of random, and there's some more spots, some less spots, and kind of that was kind of the vibe I was going for. You can kind of tell that they're placed similarly to each other almost, but it is very random. And so I did make a mint chocolate chip one. It would have been cool too to make the cookie dough one like this and make the baubles in that tan color, and then go back and embroider some dark brown like chocolate chips over the cookie dough part. That also would have been really cool. But I did think that like specifically for this design that it's kind of like a hard ice cream scoop, you know, like a classic ice cream scoop. And so when you do that, it kind of scrapes away the cookie dough. It's not like it's mixed in like a blizzard or something like that. So I did try to keep that in mind. So there will be 3 different versions in the pattern. There is going to be the plain sundae essentially, and it has the directions on where to put this little cherry bauble if you would like it, or you can just put a single crochet in its place instead. There will be the two-toned version, which we did make 2 of those, or 3 technically total. The other 2 were also random color works, but this is the final one, the final color work that I chose compared to these. This one was too stripey, which is kind of cool. And then this one, I liked it, but I felt like it was missing some color work closer to the head. So I wanted to make sure that I added some more colors closer to the edges at least. So this one will be the final color work. Oh, this guy's chilling upside down over here. This needs to be flipped. I usually make my Tice the Turtles in Bernat / Elise Voluto now in like $15 usually. But since these are a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger, again, they do have the glitter safety eyes, I would like to charge closer to like 18, maybe even 20 for these. When I make my Tice the Turtle out of regular Sweet Snuggles, like the jumbo Sweet Snuggles, Usually I charge like 22 with the glitter safety eyes and everything with the big yarn, but I think I'm also gonna bump those up to probably 24 and then maybe start charging 20 for these, because I know that they're gonna sell really well. I know that they're gonna be popular. They take extra time. They have the hand painted safety eyes. They do have the little embroidery details on them as well, so I do feel like it's worth it. And they do take like just under an hour, and usually I charge 24 every hour of work, so, or at least pretty close to that. So that's kind of like my guideline I've been using lately, so I feel like these would be perfect for the $20 price range. And I just love how we have a whole little tray of ice cream now. I'm gonna try to get some of those little like picks that they put in the ice cream that have the flavor on them, like written on them. I think those would be fun to get, and instead of tagging them, like write the price on them and then stick them in there with the flavor on them as well. I think that would be so cute and a little fun touch that we could kind of do for our market. And then we do have a little fruit stand that we typically use, but I think it would be cute to use the bottom, like biggest part of that tray or a crate or something, and put all of them in there and put like a little ice cream sign on it. I think that would be really adorable. So I'm gonna look into maybe doing that before the next market, but the next market isn't until towards the end of August, so I do have lots of time. But I think we can make one more. I think we can make one more today. Like I said, it's early, but I also want to do crochet some other things too, and I need to pick testers today because he is in testing currently, and by the time you see this video, the pattern will be out on Friday. So the pattern will be out on May 15th. I just double checked because I am all mixed up on my dates right now, but it will be out on the 15th, but pattern testers will be picked in real time today for me. Okay, let me read off the last few flavors that we have left on our wheel. We have birthday cake, butter pecan, cookies and cream, rainbow cake, rocky road, and s'mores. I think about half of those I would have an idea of what to do. I don't even know really what butter pecan is, but it was a suggested flavor amongst my friends, so I went ahead and put it on there because I needed at least one more flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin the wheel really quickly and we'll see what the last turtle will be for this week. Okay, here we go, friends. Let's hope for something good. Let's hope for something good. I kind of want cookies and cream. No way. No way. Did I just summon that one? That is crazy. That is crazy. And I will say every single spin, including the very first test one, I felt like I had to do the flavor that was picked. So these are all 100% accurate, okay? I did not respin these. I did not jinx this, okay? It's just happening. It's just funny that this is the one that I picked because I saw this in my scrap bin, and I used to use this Bernat Speckled for chickens. It sells really good for chickens, but it always has given me like cookies and cream, but I've never made anything cookies and cream themed with it. So I think I'm going to use Bernat again for this one. I used Elise Faludo for all of them except for the chocolate one, and honestly, I think it's slightly bigger, especially the head looks bigger. But otherwise, it is bigger after looking at it. But it's very, very close to the same size. But I definitely still really liked using the Elise Faludo more. Look at the colors. Look at this saturation. This is the best brown that Bernat can come up with right now. Really, this is the best brown. And Elise Faludo has like a million browns. So I'm just very happy about my Elise Faludo yarn still, okay? So let me get warmed up for today, and then we will go ahead and make another turtle, and then we'll do a final little recap in a little bit. Oh, I hate this yarn. Yarn chicken. Okay, let's see if I can win. I quite literally had just enough to finish the very last single crochet round. That's crazy. Okay, color changing to black for the ruffle, I guess. It'll be okay. Guys, it's time. We've made the last one. I finished the cookies and cream turtle. Adorable, right? I used the chocolate chip modded version of the pattern to make this guy. As you saw, I did run out of the speckled yarn, like the cookies and cream colored yarn, at the very last row. I won yarn chicken kind of. I finished the very last single crochet round, and then I went to do the ruffles, and I was like, I had like 2 inches of yarn left. Like there was no way that I was going to be able to get all of these increases around the edges for the little ruffles. So I didn't get that part done. So I did have to color change to black for that, but it still turned out adorable. And then I used this burnout yarn a long time ago to make Ollie the Octo, I think, by Megs Makes Crochet Patterns. Megs Makes Patterns on Etsy, but Megs Makes Crochet on socials. And I used that yarn to make like a really big octo that she had, and it was awesome. And I was in the mood of just trying to get rid of yarns. Like I said, this is a great scrap buster, and I got a pretty decent amount of rows done in here. So like, I love how you can use like any sort of random color you want for this cup part, because that's what I often struggle with, is like, what do I use all these weird variegated ones on? And you can use all of these weird yarns on different colored sherbets, ice creams, whatever you want to call them. So, and on the cup colors as well. So I think it's just really cool how you can get rid of a lot of your stash with this pattern too. But I did want to show you him one last time. He's got some fluffies on him, especially with the solid black yarn. I didn't even use cinder, I used solid black. But he does have like these really bluish, like foily kind of safety eyes. They are really pretty. They got that peachy kind of shine to them, but after putting the blue eyes in the head, because you make the head first, I was like, I want to make some bluey kind of, you know, cup for it, because I was going to use yellow because I have a lot of yellows in my scraps, but after I remembered that I had this, I was like, that would be perfect to use for this pattern. And it has a nice little stripe on the shell too because of that, so I just love that detail as well. I will say he turned out a bit bigger than the Elise Voluto ones. Again, this is Elise Voluto, this is Bernat. As you can tell, it is like slightly bigger. After using all of this Elise Voluto, I went back to this, and this is like the thick formula Bernat too. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, guys. I couldn't do it. I want to get rid of everything in my stash that is this thick formula. Oh my gosh, it was so rough, and my hands hurt, and I'm ready to get rid of it. So I did technically make this one before this turtle video started, so I'm not going to count it, but otherwise we did get done 6 ice cream themed turtles. This was so much fun, guys. I have never used like a wheel to pick my projects before, and this honestly made it so much more motivating to get through all of these turtles. It was fun to put a little theme on them and stuff. I think it would be really fun again to do this maybe with like cows or something and do fruits, or maybe with cows and do different themes like cottagecore or fairy or emo or those kinds of things, and do like little kind of style themes for them, so I can kind of curate like the kind of plushies that I would want. I think that would also be super fun, and people would really appreciate that. Yes, that might make my plushies more niche, but I think that'll also help me get through projects faster, so I would be able to have more things to market prep and bring to the market in the first place, so more options to pick from, rather than just taking a week to possibly make 1 cow. I would, you know, have a wheel and be able to pick 2 or 3 at least and do other projects in between. So I'm definitely going to keep that in mind for the future moving forwards for my market prepping. But I do want to say that this turtle is in testing currently. Today is the 8th. I'm picking testers today, and they are going to be contacted right after I finish filming this clip, actually. So I'm going to pick testers, and then the pattern, again, will be out on the 15th. It will have the 3 different versions of just the plain / Sunday version with the little cherry. It'll have the 2-toned version, and then it will have the cookies and cream / I think I called it chocolate chip technically in the pattern because it was the best way to kind of describe it. That might change by the time this comes out, but I'm very excited about all of this. This was such a fun pattern to do, a quick market make. I did time it as well, and it took just under an hour. And I will say that was actually, it took 55 minutes, but that was with this burnette that was giving me problems, and I had to figure out how I was going to do the little frill on the edge because I needed to color change after checking to see if I had more of this yarn and stuff. So honestly, I think if I sat down and I just made one in Elise Voluto, I think it definitely was faster than that. I think it took closer to like 45 minutes, 48-ish minutes, I would say. Still close to 50 minutes probably, but still a quick and easy market make, especially at this price point. Again, I charge usually around $20 an hour, and this would be right at that, especially with the safety eyes. I would probably round up to $20 for each one of these, but again, I'll have to sit down and calculate some more things and just double check based on the rest of my inventory and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you liked this style of video. I know it was kind of like I vlog, but I'm also giving you b-roll and stuff and behind the scenes. It's the easiest way for me to film. And then doing a recap on Fridays when I have off has been so much fun. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of viewers that are actually not subscribers, so go ahead and contemplate at least subscribing to my channel so you can get further content from me. I like to market prep, do markets, post free patterns and stuff too. I have a new free pattern coming out on Instagram soon, so go follow me at Old Soul Factory Crochet over on Instagram as well. And thank you so much for being here, and I just appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for leaving such positive feedback on my last video as well. And of course, if you need me, you know where to find me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!